Hello everyone and welcome to Ferris Sports Update on the Bulldog Sports Network. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. Today we'll talk Bulldog Softball and with us is head coach Keri Becker. Coach, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me again.
This past weekend Bulldogs were at home. It was a little cold and wet at times, but you were able to get a sweep out of Findlay and a pair of close games against Tiffin. Talk about your play this past weekend.
Well, I really wanted to come out of the weekend a little bit better. I'd have been happy with a split with Tiffin. Findlay's a team that we should have beat, needed to beat. We kept it close for a while, but then our offense dug in and we got it going in the wind. Saturday, didn't get the result we wanted, but played a much better game from the pitcher circle, which is what I've been looking for. We've had some inconsistency in the pitching circle. We got some consistency. Now we just need to shore up the defense, and we're gonna win those close games. So I have a lot of confidence in the team. We're still just riding a little bit of roller coaster of inconsistency. And of course Sunday, Mother Nature once again did not agree with us, so we had the day off Sunday yesterday.
The Bulldogs playing at home here at the varsity softball field in Big Rapids. Talk about how it's been to play here at home over the past week or so.
Well, I'd like to say it's been great, but Mother Nature's been changing that for us. It's really been tough whether we're on the road or at home, and when you have the wind blowing at 30 miles an hour, our pitchers hate it, our hitters love it because it was blowing straight out. But being at home is always nice. The kids get to stay in their own bed, they can keep their routine. And it puts us in a better position to play in front of our crowd and try and get some wins out of it. So we have a couple more home games coming up this Friday and Saturday to close out the Easter weekend, and against a tough opponent, Grand Valley, who's been putting up some huge numbers offensively. So it's going to be nice to have that homestand continue through the week.
Talk about the opponents this week, both Northwood and Grand Valley this week, and what those teams will be like playing against those schools.
Northwood first tomorrow is playing really well. They have a good pitcher in Megan Eddy, and she's going to keep our batters. She's not going to give us very many pitches to hit, and offensively their hitters are going to move the ball on us. But the last time we saw them, our pitchers were not where they're at now, so I expect our pitchers to shut them down a lot better than they did last time. And then our offense is rolling a lot better, so I expect the result to be 2 wins tomorrow. I'll be very disappointed with anything less. Grand Valley this weekend, I already mentioned, they're putting up a lot of big numbers, 98 home runs. So again, our pitching staff has got to be on their A game. And I don't expect our pitching staff to be perfect, but they got to keep us close. And if they can keep us close, then I put the pressure on the defense. They just got to make the routine plays, and offensively we got to put some runs across the plate. So it'll be important for us just to keep the train rolling in the right direction. It'll be important for us in terms of the league standings as we approach the GLIAC tournament.
Talk about maybe the challenges, the differences it'll bring playing the same team in back-to-back days, double headers both days. This
is the first year we've done that, and it's really been very tough, and it's been tough across the league, and it's been tough because playing a team 4 times in a row, advantage goes to the team with the deepest pitching. And I already mentioned we've struggled with pitching, so it hasn't boded well for us to play that same team 4 times in a row, because you just get a feel for those pitchers, and a lot easier to make adjustments when you see them really 12 times in a weekend. So we did that against Saginaw Valley. It came home 2-2 last 2 weekends ago. So being at home to be able to do that, we're going to see if it helps being at home. And against an opponent like Grand Valley that does have a good offense, we're going to have to ask our pitchers to not only be consistent but recreate themselves from day 1 to day 2. Talk about,
I guess, the progress maybe you've made since early in the year. As you mentioned, those 4 games in a row. Next week you wrap up the regular season, 4 games at Hillsdale. And talk about the progress you made and how that helps lead into the GLIAC tournament.
Well, you always want to be going on the upslope and playing your best ball by the end of the season. I've always said I'll take a few lumps and bumps early in the season as long as we progress in the right direction. I mentioned that we've ridden the roller coaster a little bit, and that comes to consistency. The biggest roller coaster we've rode is the defensive one. There's sometimes I just hold my breath and hope that they make the routine play. And so, but there's less and less times where I'm holding my breath. So that means we're moving in the right direction. And it's going to be important for them to continue to play well, gain confidence as a team and as individuals as we approach the conference tournament. And I already mentioned the pitchers are doing a great job, and I think they're finally in their comfort zone.
Who have been some of those leaders maybe that have stepped up here in the last few weeks of the season?
Dana Bowler, a sophomore pitcher for us. she's our leader in the circle. She's our upperclassman pitcher that we have, and we put the weight of the world on her shoulders, and she's started to really become that pitcher that we need her to be. She's pitched not only the games she started, but she's had to come in relief in the other games, so she's pitching a lot of innings right now, which, you know, a pitcher like Dana can do. As long as she's got the confidence and her stuff's still working, we can, as they say, ride that horse for a while. Offensively, our DP, Lindsay Pettit, is just come unglued. A lot of home runs, key hits with people on base, and key hits to get the train rolling. Lindsay Weaver, our shortstop, hitting the ball really well right now. Looks real confident in the batter's box, and there's not many pitches that go by her. So I'm sure there's some others. I don't look at stats a whole lot, but those are the two that kind of have been standing out for me in the last week or so.
I know you've had a number of close games. You've been able to win your share of those close games. What does it take to maybe win those 1-2 run games?
I think it takes mental toughness. You have to be able to rebound from the adversity. You know, sometimes the crash is going to happen. We're gonna stumble a little bit. You have to be able to rebound from that because the ball's coming to you again. If the ball goes between your legs, expect it again, and you got to be mentally tough to just recover. Again, it's not about being perfect, but it's about turning it around when you need to turn it around, changing the momentum a little bit. While I don't think softball's a momentum sport, I think it can be in your head. And I think it'll be important down the stretch here for us to be able to rebound and play well as individuals and rebound well as a team if we do take an unfortunate lump.
I know obviously getting into the GLIAC tournament and then being able to win some games there is probably a big goal of yours, and getting to the NCAA tournament, which your program has been able to do a number of times over the years with some high finishes. What's it going to take maybe for the Bulldogs to be able to go into that GLIAC tournament and really come out with a chance to win it?
Well, I think just getting in there and getting a good weekend under our belt, it all really comes down to having a good weekend. And as we progress and play better each game we go out, I think it's going to put us in a position to perform well that weekend. You know, the theme of our team this year is unfinished business. So they have it in their mind that they didn't have the chance. They didn't create the chance for themselves last year, and so they're working really hard to make sure that doesn't happen and not have to come down to the last few games, but be in a position to go to get the postseason bid, but also be in a position to win a GLIAC tournament. Coach,
best of luck as you wind down the season here.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for another episode of Ferris Sports Update on the Bulldog Sports Network. A reminder, the Bulldogs are at home this Friday and Saturday against Grand Valley State. Follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com.